Well, we are live. Good morning, everybody. This is Robert Barber with Pinellas Live, your digital mayor. That's my made-up title. We are coming at you. We are a 7 to 10 minute daily web show where we like to celebrate the exceptional life that it is Pinellas. And how we do that is by doing these video recordings. We try to do them as often as we can, but what we like to do is celebrate the people, the community, the life, the events, everything that weaves together to make Pinellas such an exceptional place to live. And I'm super excited about always my Mondays because I'm with Elizabeth Bunbury, who is my co-host on Monday mornings, where we like to highlight a lot of the nonprofit or just direct people just going all in and giving their lives to different ideas or maybe their why that may be in their life. And so I'm going to turn over my time, our 7 to 10 minute daily web show sponsored by the Moeller&Barber real estate team, but I'm going to turn it over to Elizabeth.
Hey, Robert. Like I said, I always enjoy my Monday mornings starting with you.
Caffeine.
I need more.
Okay.
And I bring today Joe Brower, who is the co-founder and executive director of Remember, Honor, Support, RHS. And Joe, I met a couple years ago, I want to say at the Clay Studio. I honestly do not remember our first meeting, but you do. But I remember you from Bible study. So that is where your heart and your passion has always reached me. But we sat and had lunch the other day, and you told me why you started RHS and what it has in your life. So can you just give us a background of how it started and then what the organization's all about?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you. I want to thank you both. Robert, you are very
Cool.
dynamic. Elizabeth,
I can't say I'm very called dynamic.
It's a blessing to be able to be reconnected to you. And, I was very touched by your answered prayers and your crosses that you make and pass on to those that have lost our treasures. But, yes, several years ago, John and I, we were very touched by helping this women's organization, Daughter of American Revolution, Daughters of Revolution,
DAR.
the St. Petersburg chapter, putting together a 10-year anniversary of 9/11. And after we assisted with that, we were very moved, and it's like, hey, we must do this, not just on our anniversaries, but it must be a constant reminder to our American fellows of that infamous attack on our country. And then, of course, to bring awareness and educate our community of the never-ending needs of those coming back for our military, our active military, our veterans, our wounded warriors, our first responders, and the families of the fallen. So hence was born Remember, Honor, Support. We went to the organization and said, hey, since the seed was planted, we want to do this. Are you okay with it?
I want her on my team because wait to see where these two have taken this organization.
The courtesy, are you, the seed was planted. Are you okay with this? Do you want to be involved in how much in their life? The women really typically get on fundraisers, but this was something that they were in awe of. So, John and I, we did just that. First year, we had about 7 months to put it together. We held it at the Vinoy, thinking, maybe 250 people, and we sold out at 350. And then after that, everyone's like, wow, after the event, where do we sign up for next year? So John and I just kind of looked at each other, and it was like, wow, this feeling that we had in our heart that this community needed this. They embraced this. And so our mission was to ensure, we wanted to educate and bring awareness to the greater Tampa Bay area of the events of 9/11 and post, and the never-ending needs of our military that's active and the families of the fallen. So
the 9/11 event is really the anchor that continues to support our military overall in Tampa Bay.
And our first responders.
And our first responders.
What's so special about this organization, this event, is that we unify. We bring them all together because they were all a part of this. I mean, our first responders were the first responders to respond to that fatal attack in 9/11, at the towers. So, it's very important that we recognize them all. And we feel that it's very important that we need to come together as a community. We need to be united as we stand and help others. And now it's grown. I lost John after the second event, but it's also my purpose and passion. I lost my only child, Barry, at 19 years old, not due to fighting for his country, but he was interested in going into the service, the Army. And then, a few years ago, I lost John, but I had a lot of heavy duty decisions to make. Ask self, is this still my why?
Right.
The reason I got into this because it's my lost treasure, Barry. And so, I felt for all the others. I just couldn't understand, why are we at war? And I was angry at the military, and because we're losing our sons and daughters and mothers and fathers. But it wasn't until I got up and close and personal with our military right in our backyard, MacDill.
Right.
It's so many people are not aware, or they know of MacDill, but they've never stepped foot on there, and they don't really have a true understanding of why the military do what they do. And it wasn't until I asked the general, why are we doing this? Why are we losing our treasures? And it's like, Joe, it's our job. We raise our right hand and we take that oath to protect you and me and our families. And at that very moment, it just hit me like, wow. And then what a special person that is to step up and take that oath. So our goal was to educate the community, because there are people like myself who are so angry at the military, but they didn't have a true understanding. And so we felt important to bring our community to MacDill. It's kind of like living on the beach, and you never went to the beach, and then you go there and it's like, oh my God, look what I've been missing. One of God's treasures, right? So
it's really good because, our military, it is ingrained in them to be very quiet, very humble, to not promote themselves and the things that they do, and just, keep that within them. So to have an organization that celebrates and remembers a little bit from the civilian side is, it's a pretty good passion. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, it is. And I have the highest respect and admiration for them and our first responders, but the families as well. Because they're also our heroes, and they've given, a lot, sacrifices, and sometimes the most ultimate sacrifice when they lose their loved ones. So, this is an ongoing event. We have the event on 9/11 every year. This year will be on a Monday, so we're back to the breakfast, and we bring in over 600 people, and it just amazes me every time I stand up in front of that audience and see all these beautiful people, our community out there coming together to wanting to remember, honor, and support. This is a fundraiser, but it's also about remembering those, not just post 9/11, but those men and women that have fought so hard for our country in the past, are present. And then also, our youth. We want to educate our youth. It's a beautiful event. We want to keep it personal and intimate. And we bring in like Admiral Farragut cadets, and you sponsor a table, you sponsor a hero and their guest. And again, as you said, Robert, our military, our first responders, they're very, very humble. And I had to talk a Marine down one day, because it's like, Joe, we can't. I'm like, yes, but please understand that to us civilians, you are our heroes. So please, let us honor you. Let us respect you. And let us say thank you. And to our amazement, and who knows, that we have touched a lot of people's hearts, including our own. And we've heard through the grapevine that we've actually given some closure to some of our heroes, because they never got that. And look at some of our World War II or Vietnam, and then of course our first responders, and they're out there. They need us even more, because they're out there fighting on our country every single day. So it's really been a blessing. We choose 3 charities in the past. We've had Gold Shield Foundation, which supports our first responders and their families when they lose their loved one. They give them financial support and education for their children. Southeast Guide Dogs, the Posner Patriots, Michael Jernigan, the Marine co-founder with Bobby Newman, and they're the ones that breed, raise, and train our dogs and gift to our wounded warriors. And that's really what inspired us. Was that organization. And then Special Operations Warrior Foundation, like the first Gold Shield Foundation that was started by George Steinbrenner, they too, when they get the memo that we've lost a special operator from any of the branches, they instantaneously give the families financial support, right, and also educate their children. And what's so beautiful, I mean, they mentor their children, their family, the whole rest of their lives, and they have like a 95% graduation rate. That's
awesome.
outstanding.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, our time is cruising by already for Monday morning, but you know, I've been super excited to hear about this show. And so all that information you just heard, we're going to link it up in the comments below on how to get in touch with RHS, as well as the other organizations that that Joe's been talking about, as well as the event. So we'll all be in the comments below. But we always like to end our show
with asking you, what is your word of wisdom that you would like to pass on to the people who've heard this today? I mean, what would you like to say other than be there 9/11 for the fundraiser, support the military and first responders, but what would you like to?
That's a big question, but it's a great question. But you know, I think we just all need to come together, get involved. It's Americans, our communities, the greater Tampa Bay area, taking care of our own.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for coming today.
It wasn't as bad as I thought.
Well, guys, that's our time for today, and we really appreciate it. And Joe, thanks for being here, and Elizabeth, thank you as always. So,
thank you, Robert.
Looking forward to next Monday. But we always like to close our show by telling you that you're loved, because everyone needs to hear at least once a day that they're loved, and you are loved by this group of people sitting here today. Go out, make it an exceptional life, and do that by being connected in your community. Get involved with people. Get up and do something. Find your why. But that's our time today, and we'll see you guys. Actually, I got another one this afternoon, so we'll see you then.
Bye.